Good afternoon, this is Ravecal. I got a couple requests to keep going on this, so I'm going to go ahead and continue DuckTales Remastered here. Woohoo!
Get Launchpad on the horn. I'm headed
We're going
to
to do the
jungle
Amazon.
to find the scepter of the ancient
Just
king.
said that. Scrooge trying to one-up me. Or me trying to one-up him. I mean, it's not like he's the main character or something. So, this is another one where I guess not that much more, but I don't think I took the underground route at all when I played it earlier.
Thanks for the lift, Launchpad.
No problemo. Lift is one of my favorite principles of aerodynamics. No, say, you got your radio, Mr. McD?
Aye, of course I do.
So, the
And I'll
boys
be
aren't
your
really
eyes
in this
the
one.
sky.
This one is
I'd be
just
happy
Scrooge
to
and
just keep
Launchpad,
on the sky for once.
but it's kind of neat.
Hey, I heard that.
Now then, ancient Incan legends claim the king's scepter was locked away in a giant temple of the
There's some
clouds,
leaps of
and
logic
it should
here.
be dead ahead.
Gee, Mr. McD, I see a lot of clouds, but no temple.
You wouldn't, Launchpad. The legend says the temple was hidden away from all but King Manco Capquack himself. But there's bound to be a way to reveal it buried somewhere in this overgrown
I
salad
stated
bowl,
before and I'll state
I'm
again,
not leaving till I find it.
this really feels like an episode of the TV show, and that's one of the things I love about this, is they took what was already a pretty solid game that felt kind of like the original material and made it amazing. I let go too soon.
It's barely the size of Launchpad's brain.
Okay, so right off the bat we get this. And this is
Launchpad, I found an ancient coin depicting a nightingale.
one of the coins. So, what we'll find as we go is that there are 8 coins.
I'm not even going to dignify that question with a
And
response.
in order to continue on, you have to collect all 8 coins. So, they made this a little bit more obvious than in the NES game, but this is something that was in the NES game as well. This is also with 8
This
things
one
to
has an
find.
inscription of an eagle.
This is a super cutscene heavy level. And this secret has a secret.
Called a ruby.
I love that. I'm sorry. Even as a kid, like when I accidentally came across that at one point as a kid, I thought that was the coolest thing. The secret has a secret. These spiders are really weird looking. By the way, if you didn't notice, this entire area is spiked, so you have to be careful.
A coin bearing the image of the Queen's horse. It'll help us find the treasure for sure.
That's the one.
Can you tell, boss?
Never doubt the well-honed instincts of an experienced
I love, that's their excuse.
Say so, Mr. McD.
He's sure he needs all of these coins to find it, but he has no reason to assume that. I wish they had just put like a line in about the coins when they're talking about the legend at the beginning, just to make that connection. Okay. We could have continued on the bottom and then gone back up and around, but I prefer to go this way first, and then go down the other side.
The sun. Yes, I nearly tripped over it. This place is a mess. Where's Mrs. Beakley when you need her?
I'm sure we'll come across her randomly out in the jungle baking us cookies or something. I'm not kidding. Oh, there are still bees, although they are a lot cuter in this version. Okay, this is an added-on little challenge.
Look at this. An ancient coin with the image of a sire. It must represent a good harvest.
This is Launchpad calling Mr. McD.
What is it, Launchpad?
I'm running a little low on fuel up here.
Well, where are the extra fuel canisters?
And that's why I'm calling you, boss. I checked the glove compartment, but all I found was gloves.
Oh, you'd best find those fuel canisters, for the next thing you'll be flying is a model airplane.
Okay. This time I ask you for help.
Is that a promise?
Scrooge is such a jerk sometimes. I mean, Launchpad's kind of an idiot, so I get it, but... yeah, Scrooge is kind of a jerk. Ah! I love how they added that animation even for getting out of the flower. Okay, so we're gonna get the coin.
Found another one, and it depicts the ruling might of a spear.
This is Launchpad, Mr. McD. Come in, Mr.
Launchpad, what was that?
Nothing, boss. I'm sure nobody was using that tree anyway. Except maybe them.
And Scrooge just puts his radio away. Okay, so this is where the other side comes out.
Look at this one. It shows a shield. You know, I bet those Incans could have minted a whole lot more coins if they hadn't tried to make each one unique.
I can't remember if it's over here. Must not be. So, the reason we did it this way, you can see here, there's a lot of areas with spikes on the ceiling over there, and it's really annoying. So, instead of going straight through and then up, we went down to round. Okay. Go down here. Not that we need that right now, but...
Aha! This coin bears an image of the scales of justice. Just what I need to help me find the scepter.
You know, Mr. McD, I had a thought.
Launchpad, why start now and spoil a perfect record?
I do love that line.
Well, I don't have all day. What was your thought?
Come to think of it, I forgot.
Launchpad, were you dropped on your head much as a child?
All the time. Why?
Feed me, Seymour. Okay.
Come in, Launchpad. I found something.
So
There's a
if
carving of
you
Mongol
hadn't
clockwork
gone
on
through
the
and gotten all
stone
the
slab,
coins the first
and there's
time,
8 circular notches
this
around
is
it.
what you run into.
Sounds great. Does it tell us how to find the treasure?
Well, I'm not sure what it tells us, but I'm certain it's an important clue. Bless me, bagpipes. These coins I found will fit perfectly into those notches.
Oh, you must have come across an ancient Incan poker table, Mr. McD. How about I come down there and you deal me in for a hand?
You come down here and I'll deal you a blow to the head. You're supposed to be keeping an eye out for trouble, remember?
Right. Trouble spotting it is.
Launchpad, what if the images on these coins symbolize the various tribes of Mongol Kapkwak's empire? Maybe
Like I said, this is
there's
a very
line in
long series of cutscenes in this. But
it.
we're almost done.
It's not working.
Hey, maybe you need to say the magic words. Or maybe not.
So the
Will
ruins
you
rise
look at
up,
that?
and the
It
eyes
is
shine up.
Mongol Kapkwak, and that beam of light. It must be pointing to the Temple of the Clouds. But how am I going to get across?
Up here, Mr. McD.
So they vastly improved this section, and by that I mean you don't get hit by the bees. You can literally just ride on the helicopter the whole way. It's amazing. I hated this section when it was in the original game. Granted, this part of it is not actually in it, but just this idea is, and yeah. Again, it's kind of annoying because it's very...
I did it! I found the legendary temple of Manco Capquack.
With a little help from your old pal, Launchpad McQuack.
Oh, of course, Launchpad. I couldn't have done it without you. Now just hold on, and with a little luck, that scepter will be mine in no time.
So yeah, that section is not in the same place it used to be. Oh, that's right, they actually did just cut it out completely. Okay, so there's an area over here. And I think this is just money and then a health up, yeah. I'm trying to remember if this actually has a... whatever. There's more health ups in this game than in the original, and I can't remember if they're on every difficulty. Just the rock scene. This is no longer a quick exit. Also, we've apparently angered the natives. Crap. There we go. And it's reachable if you miss the first time now, which in the original game, it's really hard to do if you miss it the first time. Random Mrs. Beakley.
Mrs. Beakley, now where did you come from?
Why, from home, of course. I had to be sure you were all right in this filthy place.
Ah, thank you kindly, dear.
Random Mrs.
Goodbye,
Beakley.
Mr. McDuck, and be safe.
Okay. We get a one up. There's a lot of health up items in this level. That's the one thing. We are on a low difficulty on medium. Hard and extreme, there's very few health boosts. On the extreme difficulty, you are capped at, I think it's still 3. I can't remember for sure. It's either 3 or... it's either 3 or 1. I'm pretty sure it's 3. But it's really, really difficult. You also don't get it. I know in the extreme they also take out all the cakes. So literally all of your health ups are 1 health each, I believe. I'm not doing great there. Okay. And we're through to the... Oh! I thought we were through to the boss. Still kind of looking for that, still kind of looking for that, health up, because I'm pretty sure there's one in each level in this version of the game. Okay. Crap. That's what I'm not sure there was a way to get past that without taking the hit. I like did the lowest pogo I could. There we go. That's how that's supposed to work. That guy just happened to get in the exact wrong spot last time. Okay. Health refill and health upgrade. There we go. Probably don't need this, but yeah. This is the actual boss room now.
There it is, the
This
King's
boss
Scepter.
is probably what... All the bosses changed a bit, but this is one of the ones that really changed. And I love the new version of this. It goes through several different phases each time, kind of like Magica did. You can see what it is a lot better. I always felt like the old one, it was kind of odd looking. Okay, so we go through a series of, or in between hitting the boss this time, we go through a series of crushing pillars. And there's several different options for what it can, or for patterns they can take, which is really cool. And they get more numerous and faster as we go. I think it's still only, I think even if you get crushed, only just 1 health, which is good. That part was faster than normal, I feel like. That's the other thing they can do. Okay, so you're saying there, this time there was 1 extra cycle of the pillars, and they were moving a bit faster. Okay. It's not super hard, but some of them can just throw you off a little bit. I also love how the boss kind of has a battle damage to him. Every time you hit him, you get like a few more cracks until he eventually crumbles. And the Temple Felspar.
Hurry, Mr. McD! This place has fallen to pieces!
No, I'm not leaving without that scepter. Get us out of here, Launchpad.
He gets a little bit of comeuppance at the end.
I cannot believe we came all this way for nothing.
Only $800,000 in diamonds.
What's the meaning
Wait.
of this?
Outsider, our prophecies have long foretold that our ancient city would one day be returned to us. For hundreds of years we have waited, and at last that day has come.
You mean you're not mad at me?
Mad? Quite contrary, Feathered One. Is there anything we can do to repay you?
Well, now that you mention it, I did come here looking for an ancient scepter. I didn't suppose...
Does it look like this? It fell from the temple.
All that climbing for nothing, hey, Mr. McD?
Bless me bagpipes, the scepter of the Incan king!
It is yours. Take it and go in peace.
Hooray!
After all, it was just the old king's back scratcher.
Ancient Incan back scratcher. I love how they threw that in too. Okay, so we'll finish up, get our total money count. Another $2 million.
The scepter of the Incan king. I tell you, boys, There's something special about this treasure.
Really, Uncle Scrooge? Yeah, it just looks like an old back scratcher to us.
You boys need to learn some respect for the finer things in life. Now, if you're done having fun at your old uncle's expense, help me decide where we should go next.
Okay. So I'm just gonna do one place per episode. So I'll go ahead and end there. And again, like, subscribe, all that good jazz, and we'll catch you next time.